Hey, hey, we are live today in this new how-to series. Why don't you guys give me a shout out? Make sure you can hear and see me as you come into the room. Use that little chat box. Make sure we're all connected and everything's good to go. Got a wicked crazy thunderstorm happening right now, so hopefully the power stays on. Hey, Bonnie. I'm so excited to do this webinar today. It's a little change of pace. It's going to be me walking through all the details. Oh, Wes is here moderating too. So if I don't get to the questions fast enough. Oh, hey, Kate. Hey, Don. Should be a good one today. Hey, Amy. But there's a couple things, housekeeping, that after doing so many of these webinars, I've discovered. One is if for some reason you can't see video or hear, and it's just you, there should be a little reconnect tab that appears at the top. Your internet might have flickered a little bit and you got to reset or refresh and come right back in. That should work. Also, if you want to ask questions as we go, feel free to put them in the chat box so I can answer any questions. I'm going to dive in. Today is all about advanced pay and price sheets. And also, as I'm talking, the chat messages are, it's like there's a little delay. So if I don't get to it right away, it's because it's just delayed back and forth when I say something and then when I actually see your message. So I will get to it as fast as possible. But I'm excited to get started because, you know, with this whole new world, this new way of doing things, I think advanced pay and price sheets are the two single most important things, aside from your amazing images. And I want to show you all the best ways to get started, ways that maybe other studios are doing that you're not, and hopefully it sparks some new ideas and you guys can get creative and have a super successful fall season. So I'm just going to dive right in. Advanced pay is going to be first. So who here today in the room, who's doing advanced pay right now? Who's doing advanced pay successfully? Who needs help with it? Are you not doing it because you don't feel comfortable with it? Like, give me some feedback on advanced pay so I can hopefully answer your question as I go along. But I'm all about helping you guys today. That's what today's webinar is all about. So if you're lucky enough to attend live right now, you'll get to be asked firsthand questions with everyone else. So I'm going to get my screen ready to share with you guys. And I'm already logged into my panel here. Oh, hey, hey. All right, cool. Yeah, John, you're pretty successful with it. I've seen your first jobs come through. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, Bonnie, agreed. And Angela, that's definitely something that a lot of people are seeing. I hear, I don't have official numbers yet, but the few galleries I have looked at is the advance pay orders typically are much higher than orders where they didn't purchase an advance pay credit and apply it. And we just seem to think that's the consumer psyche. They spent that 10, 20 bucks a couple weeks back, it's already gone, and now it's time to place their order, and it's like, hey, I got a free $10, $20, but they've already spent it, so it's there. Hey, Dean, welcome. So I'm going to show you guys today. Let's just dive in right into advance pay. So I think it's important to note that advance pay is a status in your gallery. I'm going to shut off my camera here so I totally get out of your way. So, and what I mean by that is that when you view your jobs, you see over in this column here, there's different statuses. Your jobs can be at different states where they're at. And you can see here as I have some galleries that are in advanced pay mode, I can clearly see them. I think a common support question we get right now is, hey, I set up everything for advanced pay, but people are texting the access code and there's nothing about advanced pay. Well, that's probably because your gallery is still in draft mode and not quite switched over to advanced pay. So that's the first thing. So I'm just going to read your comment. Dawn said she did a recent on-site prepaid deposit hybrid job Most order the regular way. We did have a few sales average 45 each. That's good stuff, Dawn. So that's pretty awesome. So over here, I'm just going to open this job for sure. I already have this one set up in advance pay mode. And over here in your store settings, that's where you would associate the price sheet. It's telling me it's not found because I deleted the price sheet here. So, but this is where you would find the where to set up your advance pay credit sheet. So I'm going to go back out to the store and just go over to the advanced pay section over here to kind of show you what those credit sheets are all about. And as I'm doing this, there's a couple things that I wanted to bring up that you may or may not know about. So when we make these advanced pay credits, they work just like a gift card. They are basically, you're selling gift cards prior to the event, right? And we have this cool feature in PhotoDay where those gift cards could have your logo on it when the customer is shopping. It looks like your gift card. So if you don't know about that, if you don't have it set up, before I make this right now, I am going to suggest you pop over to your studio panel and go over under the logo and watermark. And right here, you might have your watermark done, but you might not have added a logo here. And whatever you upload here is going to appear on those little credits when customers are shopping. So that's a pretty cool feature that we have that just brings your branding back into PhotoDay too. So make sure you have that logo here. The other place that logo gets put on is right in your on your flyers when you're designing flyers through Promote Gallery, and I'll show that too. So right now my logo here is PhotoDay. So when you see PhotoDay, you would just imagine that being your logo. So hopefully that gives you guys a visual. So back to credit sheets here. When I'm designing a credit sheet, and there's a couple things to think about, and those are the different use cases for advanced pay. So I've seen it all different ways. So depends on the event you're doing, whether it's high school sports, whether it's youth sports, dance schools, preschools, and then it really depends on what you're doing as far as like, is it extractions? Are you doing compositing? But with all of that said, what you're really trying to do with advanced pay is get skin in the game. And it's basically a replacement for the paper order form. You ask people to fill out an order form now. That's getting skin in the game because they're giving you their information, they're committing. And with advanced pay, you're asking them to do the same thing except for their texting an access code and purchasing a credit. And the cool thing about that, and I'll show you here in a minute, is how you get people excited about advanced paying. So right now, I'm just going to set up a credit sheet, and I'm just going to call it for the AP webinar we're doing right now. And it's a really easy process, but I just want to go through this so I can show. So if you can see where this PhotoDay logo is showing up here, your logo would be replaced there because we would just added it where I showed you to add it. And then you can have up to 4 different credits. They have to be in whole dollar amounts. Again, these work just like gift cards. We get that question all the time. My biggest don't right here is do not associate or confuse advance pay with prepay. So don't try to marry these amounts to a package amount. And the number one reason why you don't want to do that is because, first of all, you can't, because there's going to be tax, there's going to be shipping on the packages, and you just don't know where that is, what that's going to be, because the consumer can pick their shipping, and then they can, obviously, the tax is going to be determined to where the package is shipping to. So, you can't really tie it. It's not to be confused with that. This is somebody getting an incentive to buy something from you. You're giving them an incentive. So, or you're using it as a replacement for those paper forms. So here's where I would come up with my credits. We have some pre-suggested ones. You can just click on here. On this, I'm going to imagine a scenario where we're doing youth leagues, because that's what, that's the big season upon us, right? That's what everyone's looking at PhotoDay to do, is youth leagues. So right now, we have many different use cases, but I'm just going to use this one. So for this youth league, I'm going to just get a little bit of skin in the game. I'm going to say, okay, $20, man. That's like less than what my average order value is this time of year with football and cheerleading and fall ball. So we're just going to say we're going to make one advance pay credit for $20. And what, the communication for this credit is is going to be very, very clear and concise. Instead of you buying a package from me beforehand to get a bunch of stuff and you're not even going to see your images first, you're just going to prepay 20 bucks. Then I'm going to present you, the customer, with multiple poses and products and packages to choose from that you can apply that $20 towards. And that's part of getting people excited about how photo day changes picture day altogether. So on this one example, that's all I'm going to do is one $20 credit. You can have multiple credits if you want. A use case scenario, a great one for this is dance schools. Say if they have multiple costumes and you want them to prepay like, $10 for one costume, $20 for two costumes, $30 for three costumes, you can do that here. And there's a little description here, an option that you can put in when somebody's shopping in the cart for your AdvancePay and point them in that direction, like what they can use this credit for. So you can use this real estate right here to communicate with your customer, buy this credit for one costume, buy the $20 one for two costumes, and so on. So you can use it. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. The other way you can use this for is action, action, youth action photography, or high school sports action photography. I've seen many users collect AdvancePay credits up front. You can require the subject's name, like the parent can enter who's going to be the subject that they're purchasing that credit for. And then it's kind of like they pay the credit, you cover their child during the game. And we see that a lot with Photo Day now. And it's a pretty useful way to use AdvancePay as well, because they get that back and they can apply it towards a purchase. And you know that they've got skin in the game. And you can see a list of everyone that's made AdvancePay credits. So that's basically the credit sheet and the use cases I wanted to go over with that. But now what I want to show you guys is all the benefits, like how to really communicate AdvancePay. Like, why should they be making advance payments? Well, this is a sales sheet that we have in our resource section. You guys may or may not have already seen this, but I think this basically sums it up. Why picture day is great with Photo Day. So yes, Bonnie, if you only have one value entered, that's the only card they're going to see. So they only will see the $10 one. They won't see the other ones there. They're just placeholders. So good question. Thanks for asking that one. So for this flyer right here, it gives you the key points that you need to say, like, why should I make, because I get that question a lot too. Why should I make the advance payment? Well, here's why. Like, if, with the old way, you're locked in. You get that one form, you're kind of committing to something before you even see what it's going to look like. And then you got to wait a few weeks for everyone else to order and for the orders to come back and everything else. Well, now with Photo Day, this is how we're changing it. So you make the advance payment. That way, you don't have to fill out order forms. All you have to do is text this code, make that $10 payment. Then you get to see the pictures before you actually make your purchase. You get to choose which poses go in your packages the way you want them to go. And you can customize any photo and gifts, and you can track everything right to your doorstep. That's why you want to make that $10 advance payment, because you're going to get the most for your money by doing it this way versus the other way. So like getting people excited about it, and parents love that variety. They love seeing all the images of their kids and making it easy just by connecting them with that little bit of skin in the game. And that's a great way to sell AdvancePay. So, oh, sorry, 1 second. All right, cool. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to share. The other thing I wanted to share about AdvancePay is that they have to have a mobile device to purchase it, because everything's linked to their mobile number for verification and security purposes. So if they don't have a cell phone number, they can't make an advance payment. They miss out. But the good news is, according to statistics, like 98% of people have a cell phone in the United States. So if they say they don't have a cell phone, maybe their spouse does, or, their daughter-in-law or somebody else has a cell phone to make it. So anyway, that's how that works. So over here, back over to credits, we got our credit sheet, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to create a job from the start here. And you guys, I'm in my account, which shows a couple more things that you will not see. So I'm going to bypass that school section, but I'm just going to set up here. So this is my AP webinar test job, and I'm just going to link it to a pre-existing organization I'm just gonna generate a code and hit continue. And I'm not gonna go through all the job setups right now. So this one's gonna be in advanced pay mode. So I'm gonna put that advanced pay credit sheet here as attached to it. And now down here, you see offers. And that's another question we get asked all the time. Like, what type of offers do I give with advanced pay? Like, how do I incentivize? Do I have to incentivizing? Well, incentivizing advanced pay is totally optional. So you don't have to give an incentive. You can simply just require it. You can give an incentive later if you want to do it later. But right now, dangling that carrot for them also gives them a little bit of something for committing early. So in this case, we have users doing all different things. And the one that I really like the most that I want to share, the one that I see has like the biggest amount of conversions is free shipping. This is the only way you can get free shipping. And Bonnie, I like your idea too, the 15% off if they advance pay. But I'm going to bring up some other cool things regarding that. So free shipping only. Like, so the only way, you know, people complain about shipping all the time. So, Craig, that is because I am in my special account and there is no school button there for you. I only can see that. So you're not supposed to see that. So you guys pretend that you didn't see that. So free shipping early, like that really incentivizes someone to purchase that advanced pay credit. And the cool thing about free shipping only here is you can set an order minimum. So if you guys are connected to a lab now, you'll notice that labs have different shipping rates, and free shipping is only valid. I'm going to go back out of here. I'm not even going to save that job because I want to show you guys this. It doesn't take any time at all. But I'm going to come back over here to our shipping offers. So the cool thing about making offers is that you can always have a minimum order amount. So you can totally budget this. So one of the concerns that I hear a lot is they want customers to buy a package, right? Not just pick from the a la carte or buy like the lowest a la carte item. So the way you can strategically do this is ask for a little bit of skin in the game now up front with that advanced pay credit. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can just be that 10 bucks, that 20 bucks, whatever. Then you can tie it and really dangle that carrot using a free shipping offer. So I'm just going to put in here, this is a free ship. I'm just going to put a 2 so I can identify it. So I'm going to put in here this free shipping offer, but it's only valid on orders of 35 or more. That way I know I get enough money in this $35 to cover the cost of that free shipping, because that's going to cost me money. So, and a good rule of thumb here for free shipping is to know your lab, which lab you're setting up with, and know how much that offer is going to cost you, so you can adjust the price of your packages accordingly, so you're not eating that cost, you're actually still making money. So, and I'll show you what I mean when we set up a price sheet. So I do not suggest expiring your offer here. And that is solely because on these offers, if you set an expiration date here that is too soon, say I'm going to only allow this offer to be valid for them to convert to purchase the first week the gallery is live. Well, they'll all get this coupon code. This offer will expire a week after you publish, but say you haven't published a gallery yet. Well, say something comes up and you have an emergency and you were editing photos, but you got hung up and now you didn't publish right away. All those offer codes people got are expiring, and now the countdown clock is on and you haven't even published yet, so they can't redeem their codes. So make sure to either take the expiration date out of this or make it far enough out to you account for all you scenarios that may happen, like the in-case scenarios. So if you run into that, you're not stressing out or getting people saying, man, I purchased this advance pay $10 off code and I got this free shipping, but it expired before the gallery even went live. You don't want that, to happen to you, because then you're going to get a lot of angry people. So you can also set max redemptions here. I don't suggest using that for an advance pay offer. I like max redemptions, and what that means is like that coupon can only be used 7 times if I put 7 here. Once it's used 7 times by 7 people or the same person 7 times, it can never be used again. So we want to make that nothing there because we don't want to cap how many people are using this. So I'm going to go ahead and create this free shipping offer. And then I'm going to go back and set up my test job all over again because I backed out to show you guys that before I got in there. So pretend you didn't see school. Sorry about that. AP test job. And I'm going to show you over here. Oops. Sorry. Required shoot date. And that is where you attach it. So now I'm going to have my credit sheet with the $10 and I'm going to attach the credit I just made, which I think I just called it test. And now those two things are attached to what that means is when somebody texts the access code and my gallery is in advanced pay mode, they're going to get a little box that pops up that says, hey, purchase this credit today and get this offer for free shipping off orders 35 or more. So it's going to like be right in their face in the text messaging that goes out and in the gallery when they click the link, that if they buy that credit, only then will we send them the offer code. So they can't see the code itself, they can only see the offer details. So hopefully that makes sense. Do you guys have any questions on those two things? If not, I'm going to come over here to where it says require customer to add name of person being photographed to the AdvancePay credit sheet. Well, that means that the subject name is going to be required. We're going to put a little field in there. They got to enter in the name of the person that they're buying the credit for. That's purely for your information. If you want to track it for any reason, you would turn that on. So I'm going to go just create this job so I have it ready to go. And then I want to show you guys what that means. So over here in the promote gallery, this is where I would create the flyer, my AdvancePay template flyer, which gives all those details about the job we just set up. So it's just we did so much of this work for you. You guys don't have to reinvent the wheel or figure out how to get the communication out. But once you set up AdvancePay, that's what it's all about. It's all about communication and getting the word out and education, because this is a completely different new way of doing things. So you want to make sure that you explain it clearly to the parents. So, and then that way the organization understands, you understand. It's so important that you guys understand how it works, and then the customers understand it. So I'm just going to name this flyer for my reference only. You can upload a photo here. But I just wanted to show the next screen. If you have multiple shoot dates, I get this question all the time too, then you can just turn the picture day date here, and then you can add it. Picture day is, September 5th and September 6th. Like you can put it up here instead of there. That's just a placeholder if it is just one shoot day. So just wanted to show you guys that little trick while I was in here. But as you can see, the offer that we attached to the gallery is incentivized. It's here, it's giving that incentive, but it doesn't give them the actual offer code that they need to redeem at checkout. So I wish we could send info video along with the PDF promo flyer. That is, you actually could do that, Chris, especially if you just upload your promo video to YouTube. You can actually add the link right on here to this flyer if you want, in this little box. Like you can continue on and say, watch this video here and add the link. And then when you save out this HTML link, you should be able to do that, right? Yeah. See, watch. Let me do it for you. Watch. Let's see if this works. Good idea. Watch this video. I had a YouTube link actually saved. So yeah, you can actually put a YouTube link right in here for them. Before you send off that flyer, just make sure your video is YouTube. And the video Chris is talking about, I'm going to show you guys a sample of Jay Boatwright's video that he did for his AdvancePay gallery. So you can really see video is such a great communication tool to really get out what we need to say clearly and concisely, in the way that consumers absorb content now on the video. is just on their mobile devices, video is just where it's at. So I know we all hate being in front of the camera, and I had to learn how to be in front of the camera all the time to do these webinars and Facebook Lives and stuff. So I totally feel you guys on it, but it's possible, and have fun with it. So this is another place where your company logo shows up, is on this little flyer. So if you have one there, make sure you turn it on. And then you can compose the email to send out to your organization, your contact here. We already have this text in here that explains like, hey, like this is what you need to do to get the message out. You can change this if you want. It's just kind of like a placeholder text. Chris, you could also add the link to the video here in this email too, if you wanted to show the person at the organization as well. So you can totally do that. And then once you're done, you can just hit send email, and then that goes out to your contact with instructions, and then you can forward it along. So just wanted to show you guys all of that. Let's talk about promoting the video. So I want to show you guys this. Oh, I have it in my, here. Before I get to price sheets, I'm going to show you guys a really great example of how to make, or a video. Let's see. Trying to do too many things at once. Can't talk and look for videos. But I want to show you guys this video that Jay did, instructing and getting parents excited about Picture Day with Photo Day and AdvancePay. So sit tight and watch this for a second.
Hello, Hobgood family. This is Jay with Smacks Photography. For those of you who might not know Smacks, our small photography company is based right here in Cherokee County. In fact, Hobgood Baseball was one of the first large recreational baseball programs to use Smacks Photography about 8 years ago. I won't ever forget that first board meeting. My wife, Karina, and I were a nervous wreck. The board made us wait outside while they made their decision, and they decided they would take a chance with Smacks to see if we could deliver on our promise of quality images at such a large photo shoot. 8 years later, I'm proud to say we're still here. One thing that you might not know is how Picture Day with Smacks has been so financially important to Hobgood Baseball. In fact, over the last 8 years, Smacks has given back a significant portion of all of our sales that has totaled close to $100,000. I hope you feel our photos are already a great value, so you can feel even better knowing the money spent on Photo Day helps this great organization to be one of the best places for kids in our community to learn the great game of baseball. The primary reason for this video is to introduce Hobgood families to Photo Day. Photo Day is our new online platform that we feel is the way of the future. Online ordering in the photography industry traditionally has not been good. That is why we have continued to stay with paper order forms for so long. However, this new platform makes it so easy and intuitive that Smacks and the Hobgood board together feel like this is the time to make the switch. It's a win for everyone involved. Smacks gets to concentrate on photographing and editing and not paperwork. Parents get more photos of their athletes to choose from, and the volunteers at Hobgood do not have to worry about passing out photos to 80 plus teams. After you order your photos online or through the app, there's a shipping charge for the photos to be delivered to your home. However, if you'd like to avoid those shipping charges and get free shipping, you can purchase a credit before the photos are posted to the Hobgood gallery. To get started, text Hobgood19, no spaces, to 90738. And please just take another minute to finish watching this video, as a team at Photo Day will help explain our new Photo Day workflow.
Introducing Photo Day. It's 100% online and totally convenient. Basically, we're bringing Picture Day to you. Here's how it works. You text the Photo Day access code, and we'll keep you up to date on everything related to your child's Picture Day. You can also get a jump on it by purchasing an AdvancePay credit. You can apply it to your order when you're ready to purchase. And on Picture Day itself, don't worry about anything. We've got it taken care of. We'll let you know when your photos are ready. For the best experience, download the Photo Day app from whatever app store you use, or just use Photo Day from any web browser. Finding your kids' photos is super quick with Photo Day. You can view the entire gallery, or just search by tags, or by our exclusive Face Find feature. You can then pick your favorites, and then choose from a catalog of professional photo products carefully chosen by your photographer. You can even customize each product. Crop your photos, choose themes, or fill in any other details. After that, just check out, relax, and wait for your photos to arrive. And that's it. Easy, right? We thought so. Photo Day. We bring Picture Day to you.
All right, guys. So I hope you found that video helpful. I thought it was a great video. Jay had great success with AdvancePay with that communication, but there was also a couple more things that he did besides that video to have really great results in getting people to make AdvancePay purchases prior to Picture Day. So I want to share my screen again, and I'm going to share some of those resources with you. Oh, let me go back to my screen share here. Sorry about that. So many things going on at once. All right. So in your dashboard here, we have the resources section, and resources has all kinds of fun stuff in here. So we have the sales kit and we have the marketing kit. So the marketing kit is kind of where it's at. Marketing kit is everything you need to know to spread the word about everything that's going on about Picture Day, on Picture Day, before Picture Day, or after Picture Day. So this is definitely where you want to be. In here, we have some resources for AdvancePay, especially. So these are things that that you can use. You can download these Photoshop files. You can make them however you want. I know a lot of you have already probably been in here, but the one thing I want to show is go down to AdvancePay. There are these AdvancePay ones. Here's a reminder card template with AdvancePay information that you can replace to talk about AdvancePay here. The poster templates here, social media templates, anything like that to get them to go online and text the code to make AdvancePay payments. So I always recommend these things, right? The video, one of these outlets like social media, get the email out about it too. And then the other thing is on Picture Day, if you're doing AdvancePay at an event where you have parents there, and this is a big change that I see, because a lot of us, we have the cashier table or the table people. They're usually like waiting for a parent to walk up, hand them their order form, or, oh, I forgot my form, take an order form, fill it out, right? So the people that you have working a table at your events are usually very reactive because they're expecting that first communication to come from the parent. At a photo day event, it's almost like the opposite. So you have the big banner, AdvancePay template, but people are walking up there like, what do I do? There's no paper forms, right? Your table person needs to be comfortable with talking to people and getting them excited about what's changing and the educational part. So it's important that the person you have at your event is knowledgeable on this process as well, because they are going to help make it a success. Majority of your AdvancePay payments are probably going to happen on Picture Day before you photograph the subject. So that table person needs to be like, all right, guys, pull out your cell phone, text this code, make your advance payment, and then go get in line, get your picture taken. The more you can communicate that, the better. If they've already made an advance payment, you can do it a couple different ways. Had conversations about this as recent as the other day, where, I mean, it's like you're going to a concert and you got to bring your ticket to the concert, right? They already made an advance payment. They can show you that on their phone, or bring a printed copy if they want. But I mean, it's right there on their phone. They got the receipt and the text message that they made their credit. So if you're asking for proof that they made their credit purchase before you take their picture, then they have it right there on their mobile device too. It's very easy to find for them to pull out, since everyone always has their phones on them. So Chris, this webinar is recorded, so there'll be a replay on our webinar site right after. Yeah, by tomorrow. It's like 24 hours. All right, cool. So always get somebody that's energetic, that can talk about it a lot, because it's going to get successful. So I know it sounds like a lot of work up front, because it is, and it's so new and it's so different. And change is hard and change is different, and it requires a little bit more work to make that change. But you keep your eye on the prize and focus that on the back end, you're not going to be doing all that paperwork. You're going to have higher sales and higher profits and less customer service overall. like then you guys can execute it successfully. And the more you do this, the easier it gets. This stuff becomes like a no-brainer, just like it is right now with setting up for picture days, the way you do it traditionally, the way you've been doing it for years and years and years. This stuff will fall right into place as well. I can promise you that. So let's get into price sheets. I'm going to shut my camera off so I'm out of the way. And let's talk all about price sheets because that's the next step, right? So I'm going to go into my store and I'm going to go set up a price sheet. Boom. I'm just going to leave it defaulted here at this lab at White House. Obviously, your lab will be here. You can set up multiple price sheets if you want per lab. And then I'm going to select my fixed markup. And this is just the starting point. I'm just going to start at 100% markup to make sure everything's marked up accordingly when I go live. So here's my price sheet window. And I want to start off and talk about packages because packages are where it's at. They're completely different than your paper forms when you're online. And that's because when you're selling online, you're selling your image. You're not selling like this, trying to get them to spend a lot of money on things they haven't seen yet with a lot of products, right? So it's a little bit different. So our package setup's going to be different. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what it's like to make a package here. Now, there's two things that are really different in this window, and one's a package name. Package names no longer are like A, B, C, D. Like, that really doesn't mean anything when it shows up in the cart. Like, you gotta entice them. Like, why should they buy that package? Like, what is in that package, right? It's not just like, you don't need that alphanumeric numbering system anymore. There's no reason. So over here under package name, I always do this in all my webinars because I'm so creative. So I'm going to call this one the large family pack because if you have a large family, this package is pretty much what you should buy because it has everything in it, right? So the package description, I always suggest use this real estate to tell them how much money they're saving by buying this package over like buying everything a la carte. So I know that requires some math on your end. We do have a great blog post that says it's called Creating Packages That Work. And there's an Excel sheet located in that blog post that you can use to plug your numbers in and figure out what that package saving is. So I did the hard math part for you guys. You just have to plug in what you sell things for and it'll tell you what your savings. So you can use that as a starting point too. And if Wes can find that link and post it here so you guys have it for later. And then the large family pack here, I'm just going to put save 15% by ordering this package. And of course, you want to make sure that you're all good here. If you guys see this little arrow down here on my screen, here, Marissa told me to install this. I have Grammarly, and it's really cool because it corrects my spelling and my grammar and my punctuation all over the place. So if you guys don't have Grammarly, I totally suggest, it's totally free. You can get Grammarly. It'll make you sound way smarter than it makes me sound awesome. It fixes everything for me. So get Grammarly because it really helps, especially when you're doing these package descriptions. So I'm going to put here, save 15% by ordering this package. And hey, if you're giving the league a commission, if you're giving the organization a commission, use this space to tell parents. I mean, obviously, if you're giving a commission, if it's running, if Picture Day is a fundraiser, you should be able to use that in your marketing. So you can put something like a portion of all proceeds are donated back to your organization because it sounds nice and they know that their purchase matters. And look, Grammarly is trying to fix all my stuff for me. See, this is why it's awesome. See, it's totally, look at that. Totally changes it for me. Okay, so I'm going to go here into next, and I'm going to start putting things in my package. So what would a large family package have? So two important things are to know in package setup here. One is if you are pre-compositing like all your memory mates, you wouldn't put a memory mate in here, right? Because they would just order that as an 8x10. And you pre-composited that. So that's like a whole nother thing. But I'm going to say you're not pre-composited anything. You just totally shot this traditionally. So I'm just going to go with adding a memory mate to my package because I'm going to assume it's a big family. They're going to want the memory mate. That's a traditional thing. Maybe they want a couple 8x10s. because, you know, grandparents and great grandparents can't see that well. So they need the bigger print. And then we reserve the smaller prints. And remember, they can get multiple poses here. And, you know, if you don't want them to be able to choose from multiple poses, instead of having 4 separate line items for these 5x7s, you can just change it to 5x7 quantity 4. And then it's the same pose for all 4 of those 5x7s. But if you do want them, which I want them to choose multiple poses because this is going to be a pretty big, beefy package, then I want them to be able to swap out the poses. So you're going to add some 3x5s in here because, you know, you got to think too, they might combine siblings on this one package. And you can have one monster package for them to save. And if that's the case, you might want to have 2 memory mates. So I'm going to go in here and do that. And then I'm going to add a couple magnets to this package because everyone loves magnets. And just because I want to show you that you can do that. So pack of 2 magnets. And then I'm going to price this package accordingly. I'm just going to put like a nice big price in here, like $59.99. And then I'm going to add this package. And you'll notice that I use like the 99 cents because it's really, I want to say it's a $60 package, but $59.99 sounds cheaper. That's called charm pricing, pricing psychology, and cool things we can do online because we're not worrying about making change on site. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. And then let's see, any questions on packages, guys, at all? That description, you know, this description is real estate. So make sure you use some marketing terms in there, like get people to drive them to buy that package. Like I said, I like to stick with how much they're saving. You can use a percent or a dollar once you do that math and round it. And then obviously you can do the donation back if you're doing that as well on Running Picture Day as a fundraiser. A lot of people ask too about the amount of packages they offer. I say keep it pretty simple between 4 and 6. That's funny, Chris, you were asking that as I was talking. I say keep it between 4 and 6 packages. I see some studios put much more just because they want to see like, okay, which ones are people going to, you know, flock to with their first test jobs, and they just delete them and go. The cool thing about price sheets and photo day is you can edit them on the fly. So if you make a mistake and you've already published a gallery, once you make changes here, the changes are live across the board. So you can just keep on going. It's pretty awesome. So it's not like the print form days where every form's already passed out and you printed like 10,000 of them and you made a typo. That part totally sucks. So I've totally been there. Who else has been there? I know I'm not the only one. Okay, next thing to talk about is digital packages. So I mean, I'm just going to say I feel very strongly that you shouldn't be selling a high-res download a la carte. And the reason I say that is because there's a lot of value behind high-res downloads because they're getting a print release. They're not getting a copyright release with high-res download. They're getting a print release, which means they can print it. They don't own the copyrights to it. You still own the copyrights. So, with setting up packages, the digital product packages, I think, are a big seller. And because I say don't sell them in a la carte, because you can sell one for $50 or whatever your price is in a la carte. $50 is a really common price. I've seen them anywhere from $15 to $90 in the a la carte menu. So I can't tell you. What I can tell you is that you can sell a whole lot of them for $15, but you may be selling yourself really short. I suggest to price downloads right where you want your minimum order to be. So in Photo Day, we know our total average order value in Photo Day right now in volume photography is hovering right below $50. So I would say a high-res download, value it at $50, but don't sell it a la carte. Sell a pack of 2 downloads because this gets better, guys. This helps your AOV and you don't sell yourself short. So get 2 downloads and save $10. And that way they're getting a savings still. You're using that real estate and they can have 2 downloads. And at that point, it's 2 downloads for $90. So, and we're going to talk about low res downloads in a minute because that's like my grand finale is the low res downloads for those of you guys don't know. Okay, so I'm going to price my 2 downloads at $90, but we're going to use charm pricing. Ooh, not $800. My computer is wigging out here. Sorry about that. $89.99, and I'm gonna add this package here for a pack of 2 downloads. So if you're doing a lot of multi-pose stuff, I would do like a pack of 2, pack of 4, pack of 6, especially if it's youth sports with younger kids and there's probably multiple siblings in that sport. Mom's gonna wanna mix and match. Increase your savings the more they buy, and they will buy it because mom is looking about how to save money. So, and remember, she already purchased that AdvancePay credit. And if she only buys downloads, she's not going to use your free shipping. You don't have to pay for that. So you're good to go. So I'm just going to show you guys that. And then I want to talk about a la carte section. So over here in the a la carte section, I'm going to add some products. They're classified here by how we display them to the customer: photo, display, specialty, and banners. So a lot of people ask me, like, how do I do a minimum order in Photo Day? Well, that doesn't really work in Photo Day. So there's not like a minimum dollar value, because that would just make a frustrating experience for mom. So we don't want to frustrate mom. We want to make mom feel like this is a totally awesome, heartwarming, amazing experience. So instead of setting minimum orders and forcing her on all these rules, we're going to guide her down a path to kind of walk her in the right direction. So I'm not going to just sell a 3.5 by 5 because that's going to be way too cheap. I'm going to have to sell it for like $6, right? But I can sell 4 of them, which is basically like a sheet of 4 by 5, same image. I can sell 4 of them at a time for the same price as I would sell an 8 by 10, which would be like considered my order minimum. So I hope that makes sense. Same thing with 5 by 7s. I can sell them 2 at a time, and just sell the 8 by 10 here. I'm just going to throw a couple things out here so you guys see what I'm doing before I hit the add button. I'm gonna throw a memory mate here and go ahead and add those to my packages. And then I'm gonna go, well, I should have added specialty items because I wanted to show you guys this next. Same thing on the smaller specialty items applies, like especially for buttons and magnets. Those are 2 really, smaller items. Sell them in quantities of 2 in your a la carte menu. It's just going to be easier, and it's going to help you establish that minimum order, because you might sell 2 magnets for 14 or 12. I don't know what I see people sell them for $12 usually. Same thing, buttons usually hover around the same price. So I'm going to put this in here. And then of course, your memory mates and your 8 by 10 units, whatever you want to sell those for. I'm just going to put 15. So I was using charm pricing on the packages. I'm just doing this here for the sake of time. So any other questions on setting up a la carte or setting up packages? Oh, also, if you want to know your shipping rates, depending on the lab that you're set up with, you would just click shipping rates while you're setting up a price sheet and it'll tell you. So free shipping only applies to the lowest tier shipping right now. So it's only going to apply to these 2 low rates, right? So this is White House, and they have, they fluctuate. If the customer's lab cost, not retail, but their wholesale cost ordering the product is $10 or more, the shipping actually gets cheaper. So that's why it's pretty cool to set that minimum on the free shipping. So it only costs you $3.95, not $4.95 when people order. You can automatically assume your lab bill is probably going to be about 20% of what you're selling it for, right? So you can kind of do that rough math in your head when you're pricing everything out. So I want to talk about now we did all of this, right? And I want to talk about how to convert those views to purchases without expiring the gallery. I'm totally opening a can of worms here, and I'm like a couple of minutes over. But you guys are still with me. So I'm left the last 15 minutes for Q&A anyway. So here we go. So how to convert these views to purchases. So I think the ultimate, let me put my camera on here so the screen's more interesting. So I think the ultimate sales tactic that I've seen, especially for any kind of youth, high school, or rec, is obviously a combination of advanced pay and offers and really great packages. And some things to think about when you're designing your packages is you are doing these multiple poses now. So you might, when you designed these print packages before, you had like, a couple different items because you wanted them to buy all the items because there's only going to be one image in each one. Think about the multi-poses and how that affects your packages. And in your packages, like if you're offering 3 or 4 poses of each subject, maybe you want to make a package that has like 6 5x7s or, 6 5x7s and some 3x5s. Those are really common sizes to offer that are ordered through the Photo Day system. And we just released a blog post that has like all the top items that are selling through Photo Day. So you guys can check with that too. I think we have a link for that somewhere, Wes, if you want to cover me and throw that link up for the top selling items in Photo Day. But 5x7s are a big one. So, and then I truly attribute that to the multiple poses. So make sure you put those in a package so they can buy a whole bunch of 5x7s and save a little bit of money too. But the way that you convert this is the overall strategy. You get the skin in the game with AdvancePay. And what I want to talk about now is the value of low res downloads. Thanks for that, Wes. But the value of low res downloads. So I don't suggest, and you can, and this really depends on your market, and feel free to argue with me on this, guys, but I really suggest reserving low res downloads as an overall marketing strategy to entice people to purchase sooner. And what I mean by that is give them an incentive to convert from you to buy as soon as you publish a gallery in a limited time. And if they do that, they get like a free social media, which is a low res download in any packages that they buy. And I think I first saw, the first person I saw doing this with Photo Day, but she was one of the first Photo Day users, was Haley. And I saw how it affected her event. It got parents excited, and I saw it came in. We did it again on multiple events as people were onboarding, and it has been really great. John, great question. In the package setup, and I'll show you right now, if I wanted to make like a multi 5x7 pack, like just get lots of prints, don't mind my description here. If I add this 5x7 over here 6 times, that is 6 different poses. So you can do it that way. But if you had 5x7 here, just quantity is 6, and got rid of these, that's 1 pose of the same 5x7. So does that make sense? And I hope that answers your question. So I'm gonna actually make that pack because I need more than 1 pack in my free social media download. So this is my finished price sheet, okay? Yours would probably look a lot more finished than this. And we're gonna talk about how to run that free social media download promotion. So if you wanna do that, what I suggest is you take your finished price sheet. You have one out, this is your final price sheet, this is what you wanna advertise. Duplicate that price sheet. You can do that just by clicking on the little duplication button here. It takes a minute because it's like reduplicating the whole price sheet live. When you get the little green box and it'll open up the price sheet, you just go into your packages. Now, in your packages, you just want to add that low res download in each package. So this is my $59.99 package. I'm going to go ahead and add digital download, low res, and I'm just going to move it over. And I have to retype my price in here again because it's refiguring the math. And now my low res download's in that package. And now I'm going to save it. And I'm going to add one to every package, not my download pack because that doesn't really make sense. So I'm going to put it in all my print packs. So I'm going to edit this one too. Come over here and add that digital download. How many of you guys have done this promotion that are tuning in right now? And we walked you through it. I forget what I was selling that pack for, but I'm gonna reprice it there. Awesome, awesome. Thanks for chiming in, John. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save this. I don't know why my internet's not saving right now. There we go. Just took a little bit of time. So now I have this price sheet, and it has as a copy of my other price sheet, and it is right there. And that one has my downloads on it, right? All I have to do to run this promotion first is coordinate with us in the support chat bubble because it's pretty awesome. Second, you just before you publish the job, it doesn't matter, it can still be in advance pay mode, but before you publish the job, you want to swap out that original price sheet with this price sheet that has the social media downloads already in the packages. And then, oh, let's see, if you add, John's got a question. If you add a low res digital download to every package, why would they buy a larger package in the smaller one? Okay, because this, good question, John, because this is a time-based promotion. So what we're doing is incentivizing people to make their purchase in the first 48 hours, the gallery's live, to get that free social download. After 48 hours, you're gonna swap back the other form and they're not gonna get that download anymore. So that's just a marketing tactic that we've used very successfully over and over again. The studios have been using, and they're getting most of their sales in that first 48 hours. So what you do is you coordinate with us to send a text message as soon as you publish the gallery. Just give us advance notice. It only can be on a weekday right now. Sorry, guys. And we can send a text out telling them about that promotion. I also recommend you putting it on your flyers, making like a little signage on the day of, and just make sure everyone's aware, hey guys, the minute I publish this gallery, I'm gonna have free low res downloads. And you know what else this prevents? People from screenshotting and sharing on social media because they're getting a free one anyway to share, so that they are able to share because it was part of a promotion and not just like stolen from you guys. So that's another thing that it helps. So anyway, we've had really great success with that. And then just to close on this, and because I really want you guys all to have like the most successful fall season you can with Photo Day, is I want to talk about the timing of the gallery. And John, yeah, that's a really good point. Don't forget to watch your prices after adding the file. It does default back because it has to recalculate the math again. So just make sure you look at your price, add the file, and then put your price back in there. It'll tell you to double check. But yeah, that's an improvement definitely we're working towards, and also automating all of this because we know how awesome it is right now. So the other thing is the timing of your gallery. So you want to make sure that people are getting the best prices, the best incentives to order as soon as possible. So what I want to say that really works, like we'll just recap it really quick. Get the skin in the game with AdvancePay. Get that, small amount in, create the collateral and education around it. Well, let me shut off my screen here because I'm going to talk to you guys and I'm just like in the corner. So, hey, is that better? So make sure you do all the education around AdvancePay to make sure everyone understands exactly what they're getting and what they're buying into with AdvancePay. The free shipping, the only way to get free shipping is to make AdvancePay credit. It's a really successful promotion. Coordinate with us on the free social download if you guys want to do that. That's a big, big way to convert those views to purchases in the first 48 hours and get your sales sooner. And then the last step would be, think about this for instead of expiring a gallery, because we don't want to expire the gallery because you can get sales months down the road. And we see that a lot too in Photo Day now that we've been live for over a year through 2 seasons. We're entering the 3rd fall season. So instead of expiring a gallery, think about this. Think about expiring your best prices. You can communicate clearly to the organization that the best prices are only valid for 14 days or 21 days. That's up to you to decide, whatever you're comfortable with. So you're launching that gallery with the best possible promotion. If they order within 14 days, they all get the best prices. After 14 days, the prices do increase. And you can promote that very positively just by saying like, order now, order sooner, because everything that we give away is going to happen the first 14 days and light that fire. We can back you guys on those programs. I'm totally opening another can of worms here, but like I said, I want you to have a completely successful fall season. Is talk to us in the chat bubble on what we can do with custom messages. And I wanted to show you an example of what that best price series does once your gallery's been live for anywhere between the 14 and 30 day mark. to drive the rest of those sales home. And what makes this so effective, we have another blog post. Wes, I'm going to ask you for one more link for the blog post for the sales tail, because this really explains, if you're wondering, like, when am I going to see most of my money from a photo day job? This really explains it. But to really get the sales tail rolling, you need to have this type of marketing strategy in place. So the sales tail really documents that. It shows you like when people are buying. These things I just talked about today are really going to help push it along further. So let's see. Do you recommend a time-based offer with low res, as a Labor Day weekend sale? You could. I'm not really sure. Even after publishing with a few orders, please don't think after order. I'm not really sure where you're going with that, Don. So I need a little bit more description there. We have the reason where I say like don't expire galleries, expire the best pricing. Thanks for that link, Wes. Is because we have promos. And if you guys are familiar with promos, like the Labor Day weekend sale that's coming up, you have all these jobs that you've shot, photographed over the last year with Photo Day. You can throw them all into a Labor Day promo for second sales and attach a special offer to that. And think about this. If you've done like the suggested path, if you did AdvancePay, if you did the free social download, pulled that back out, and then you increased your prices after 14 or 21 days, when you run that promo down the road, it's not going to eat into your profits as much as possible because you've increased those prices since that cutoff date. And now when you run that Labor Day promo, you can run a second deeper discount to get them to come back and buy more. And we're seeing it a lot now from the jobs that were photographed in the spring, that maybe parents just bought the minimum back then because they had so much going on with end of the school year. And now that, it's settling down, we're seeing second sales come back in, especially on this back to school promotion. Hopefully we see it again, but as the holidays keep getting closer, where people go in. So you want to give a pretty good size discount on those promos, but treat those as second sales and dangle that carrot to get them back in the game. So I hope that was helpful, guys. If you have any questions, I'm still here, so feel free to ask me. Let's see, you already have a gallery published, a handful of place orders, 27 opt-ins. Can the ones who haven't ordered be offered a time-based offer? Yes, we can do that, Dawn. I wouldn't use a promo feature for that because the promo feature goes out to everyone in the gallery. And the promo feature wouldn't work for that. So why don't you send a message in the support bubble and then I can work with you on that. I'll send some examples out, but we can do like a flash sale or something like that where they got 24 hours to buy to use that offer. Or we can do a countdown to best pricing series. We do that a lot too. And yeah, that's an important fact too, John. Like you can only redeem one offer code at checkout. So thanks, guys. I'm glad you found this super helpful. I just wanted to have been doing a webinar like this for a while where it's just price sheets and AdvancePay because I know that's where a lot of us get stuck and there's always new ideas coming in. So I'm sure we'll do another one of these after we have more ideas that roll in. So thanks, guys, so much. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, you can hit us up over in support in the little bubble in the lower corner of your screen. Do you think free shipping for minimum works for multi-child families? Yeah, I mean, that totally works because they can combine. I mean, as long as all their orders are the images are in the same job, they can use that one code and check out one time. Saves you guys on transaction fees too. You're not paying per kid. If they can combine their orders, you're just paying one transaction fee on that total transaction. So a tagging webinar, I like that one too. Awesome, awesome. All right, guys. Well, happy weekend, and I look forward to more webinars soon. Helpful. Just give me a shout out, and maybe I'll do a webinar on tagging. That would totally kind of be boring, though. I can think about how to make that more interesting, John. So, all right, guys. Have a great one.